Hello and welcome to today's video. If you are new here, please subscribe if you enjoy this video. Our videos are not a diagnosis. We are simply speaking our opinions, not facts.
I'm a narcissist.
Today we are returning to the Amberverse. Because Amber abuses the copyright system, some clips will be heavily edited. It seems we are reaching my favorite part of the cycle, when everything is our fault. It's nice to take the heat off of Becky for a bit. If you have been a part of the Amberverse for a while, then you will recognize that part of the cycle when Amber shifts the blame off of herself and onto her viewers. We receive gaslighting, projection, and a fresh round of lectures. Narcissists tend to use projection as a common weapon. They shift their own failures onto someone else or something else. When they do not receive the outcome that they desire, then a flurry of projection lands on other people's shoulders. This is because they find it extremely hard to take accountability and responsibility. They have a deep internal struggle with admitting fault, so it is easier for them to project and avoid the truth. Today Amber gaslights us, lectures us, and uses projection to place the blame onto us. We are in the line of Lynn fire, so let's get into it.
Hello, welcome to a new video. Today is day 15, November 17th, so I'm going to show you guys my weigh-in, just get that right out of the way. So I was 504.4 today, which means I have 48.2 to go to reach my first mini goal of 456.2. And I lost over 2 pounds. I lost like 2.4 overnight because yesterday was an intuitive eating day. So that means I was on track yesterday, which makes me really happy. I'm on track 9 times out of 10. I'll either lose a little bit of weight, stay the same, or gain a couple ounces. But then it's like when I overeat or when I binge, that's when I like gain like a lot of weight.
Obviously.
And through this whole situation type deal, we can definitely tell based on like the days where I've binged how much I've gained, days where I've been intuitive how much I've lost, or just like stayed the same.
It's pointless weighing yourself daily. As Amber said, it fluctuates. She had been told by the professionals not to weigh herself daily, so of course Amber goes against that and does her own thing because she knows best. Those with narcissistic tendencies tend to think they know best. Even against the most educated people out there, and in the face of contradictory scientific evidence, they still believe themselves to know better.
There's always a Rarity in here. She's always obsessed with me, and I'm always obsessed with her. We're just obsessed with each other. It's just like, best friends unite.
Amber has said this statement so much of late that I can now sense when she is about to say it again. A while back, Amber said that her cat was obsessed with her. The audience then pointed out that it was a very narcissistic statement to make. Since then, Amber repeatedly mentions how her and her cat are obsessed with each other, over and over again, which I believe at this point is her trolling her viewers.
And then I was also sitting here thinking like, should I continue my 100 days of weigh-in video form? Because I'm going to do it regardless.
Sure, Jan.
My goal was to do it in my personal life, regardless of if I show it or not. And I just figured, why not also show it on YouTube? Because I've tried the whole 100 days of weigh-in, particularly for YouTube. I am actually doing 100 days of weighing in. For me, I feel like when I weigh myself daily, I do better because I'm obviously tracking my weight. And so I'm going to actually be weighing myself every single day, completely naked. So nothing new. It wasn't really like for personal reasons. It was just, I wanted to do it for YouTube. I thought it would be a fun challenge and for other people to do it with me. But this time's different. Like I want to do it like for myself and by myself. But I just figured, you know what? I'll vlog it while I'm doing it. And I'm just wondering if I should like take that out of my videos and kind of just do it privately, because I noticed that I am being a lot more, especially the first few days, I was a lot more like open about my eating and my binging. But then ever since like I stopped Ozempic and then keto, and then I was very honest that I binged on Chips Ahoy and stuff, and it's like people are so brutal, and that in itself is triggering for any eating disorder. For people to shame you, no matter what eating disorder it is brutal. Like I can't go on any social media platform without seeing just like shame. And I'm just like, damn, that's not gonna help me. So I don't really know what you're trying to do here, so.
It's all her fault. And of course, Becky's fault. Cruel remarks can indeed be triggering for eating disorders. But Amber often confuses the truth with shaming. To post online about all of the binges taking place, it would be impossible to avoid opinions from the viewers. With her confusion between the hard truth and shaming, if it is triggering, then she should avoid the topic on her channel to protect her mental health and avoid being further triggered. But we have been here so many countless of times before, and yet she never learns. Each time she starts a new 100-day challenge, she gives up on it when she keeps gaining weight, shifts the blame onto something else, or someone else, then says she won't talk about it anymore. And then a short while later, she does it all over again. Those with narcissistic personality disorder tend to repeat the same behaviors, even when they result in a bad outcome. They do not learn from these failures and will soon repeat the same cycle and expect a different result.
I don't know. Right now, currently, I'm just like, okay, I'm definitely going to continue it in my personal life, weigh myself every day until February 11th is not that difficult.
You're a lie. You're a lie.
I just naturally like to weigh myself anyways, but it's like, do I want to continue filming it? So that is currently where my head is at on November 17th. Do I want to continue filming this? Because it just seems like this is a beautiful way, a beautiful way for people to just like judge and be really exceptionally cruel.
And you are a despicable piece of.
I don't share my journey to be judged or speculated on, and I know a lot of people are like, well, that's part of YouTube. That's just a disgusting way of saying, oh, well, deal with it. No, we need to work on, as a society, being able to be open and not fear bullying or harassment or just like really horrible things said to us. It's just a lot of like, if you don't want people to be rude to you, don't talk about it. Instead of, we need to take the people who bully and harass and say horrible things offline. Like, it's too much of the wrong thing, if that makes sense.
Of course, not all comments are kind to Amber, but again, this goes back to her being confused between the truth and cruel comments. Some truth can be hard to hear, but it doesn't take away from the reality. If the truth triggers her, then she has the option to turn off her comments to protect her feelings. She could also stop watching reaction channels, or even take a break and concentrate on fixing her life and helping her health. But again, we have found ourselves being lectured and everything is all our fault. Zero accountability or responsibility has been had by our girl. Everything is normal.
Like, people say that I'm a bad storyteller, so they have to like fill in the lines themselves. It's not that I'm a bad storyteller, it's just I can't tell you every single last drop of everything medical related in my life. Like, no, that's not like possible. I do my best explaining things, and like the whole thing with my gallbladder, like recently people are like, she's not explaining this gallbladder story like very well, like why can't she get it taken out, blah blah, because of my size. I've tried to explain that, and I don't know, I just feel like people want to be confused so people can think that I'm lying about stuff, and it's just like,
Say I do gaslight my audience. Who freaking cares?
my gallbladder doesn't have the option of being taken out yet because it has to be infected. Any doctor I've talked to, I've seen a surgeon, even my doctor now, 9 times out of 10, your gallbladder has to be running on very low. It has to be like very ineffective before they'll take it out. Plus my weight plays a big role in like why they aren't prompted to do surgery. I don't know, I just feel like people want to be confused so people can think that I'm lying about stuff.
This is a fine example of when Amber gaslights her audience. Part 1 of the story, she tells us her gallbladder must be infected and practically not working in order for it to be removed, and then briefly mention that her weight was also a factor. Part 2 of story, audience says that isn't correct. It does not need to be infected to have it removed. In fact, it's a rather popular surgery that people need. Part 3 of story, Amber sees the audience isn't dumb like she thought, then backtracks and says she can't get the gallbladder removed because of her weight, and denies being a bad storyteller. Then says the viewers just want to be confused and call her a liar, so in other words, it's our fault. She avoids mentioning her previous statement of the gallbladder needing to be infected for removal, and then says she had said all along she is too large to have the surgery, and that the audience is confused and wrong. The truth is, it isn't recommended to remove the gallbladder on someone who is above the BMI of 25. Amber's BMI is roughly 92.5, resulting in her being nearly 4 times too heavy to have a safe surgery, which is why she could possibly have to wait for removal until it is infected in an emergency. A fine twist of the truth. A true narcissistic reaction when attempting to gaslight her viewers.
I don't know. I just feel like I need to take the binging and the medical talk away, and just focus very much on like, this is what I'm doing in my day-to-day life. Just showing you guys what I'm doing instead of like having these deep discussions, because it's not helping me at all. At all.
Which you have learned many times before, Amber. Yet here we are receiving the same lecture, gaslighting and projection. The cycle repeats. Let's take a look at some of the comments on Amber's latest video before we leave the situation type deal. Asking for you to take accountability is not shaming. The only way you will ever overcome this awful cycle you're in is to take responsibility for your choices in your own health. You are so quick to blame everyone else but yourself. It's the viewer's fault. It's the gallbladder's fault. It's the binging's fault. It's the lymphedema's fault. Girl, at the end of the day, there's no one and nothing stopping you but you. Eating disorders are real. Addictions are real. Trauma is real. It's still your responsibility to do your part to heal those things. I love how she is so quick to constantly blame the comments, yet she never actually tries blaming herself. Like, ultimately she's the one in control of her life, and at some point she has to wake up and realize it. I don't think you want BED, but I think you want what comes with it. You want the attention, you want the failure, you want the highs and lows. It's who you are, and it's who you've allowed yourself to be. We are back in the viewer shaming part of the cycle. Love this for us. What you call hate is us desperately trying to save your life, Amber. But at this point we all have just given up. Peace out, Amber. Translation: she doesn't want her audience to witness her constant gaining, so her solution is to not document it anymore. If you have a narcissist in your life, then please do all that you can to protect your mind, health, and safety. Know that you are not alone, and that there are professionals available to help you recover and heal. Speak with the trusted and supportive people in your life, and above all else, know that you deserve and are worthy of having a happy life. Thanks for watching our channel. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, stay safe.